Hello, and thank you for watching this video on the Miter mobile app. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to create timesheets on the mobile app, also how to create time off requests, how to manage your expenses, and how to access your personal dashboard. So to start, we'll get with logging into the dashboard. So first, you're going to download Miter from your device's app store. It's going to be Miter HR on either app store that you have. Once you download the app from the app store, you're going to log in with either your phone number or your email address. You're going to have a prompt to enter those pieces of information in on the home screen for the mobile app. Once you enter those in, you're going to get a verification code sent to either email or phone. You'll enter in the verification code into the home screen that you see, and then you'll be logged into the mobile app after you enter that verification code. So once you enter that in and you're in the mobile app, this is the home screen that you're going to see here. So you're going to see that you have a whole host of tools that you can do. We have some tools on the bottom as well as on the all tools area. So we have the company fee, time off, reimbursements, forms, other items. And as you start to use these items, you're going to see them up here in frequently used tools. So if I start to, make time off requests in the mobile app frequently, I'll see those start to appear in the frequently used tools area. Now to start, I'm going to go with clocking into a timesheet. So in order to do so, I'm going to go ahead and hit clock in over here. And now I'm going to see all the requirements that I need in order to clock into a timesheet. So I'm going to see my job, note with a red asterisk. That's going to note a required field. So I'll go ahead and then enter my job. And now I'll see the whole job list here. So if I know the job either by job code or by job name, I can enter in either one of those at the very top. And then I can, maybe I just want to select or type in one of them. State Street, I can see that here. But again, if I want to just find it here on the selection list, I can do so just by scrolling. So let's just go ahead, and you'll also be able to see that you're going to you'll have a suggested job by the location that you're at. So if the job is correct, that the one that's suggested to you, you can go ahead and choose on the very top. And once you have all your required fields, you can go ahead and hit clock in. Now, one thing to note is that you're going to see this message if you're outside of the geofence whenever you need to clock in. So one thing that I'll do just for the sake of this demonstration is that I'm going to show you clocking into a timesheet, without the geofence restrictions. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually refresh my data on the mobile app. In order to do so, you can swipe over to the right-hand side, and then you can see in the bottom, you have the action to refresh data. I'll go ahead and do that. And now I can go ahead and try to clock in again. This is going to be helpful if maybe an administrator adds in maybe a new job or a new piece of information that you have to select when creating a timesheet. So now I'll go ahead and choose my job. I'll hit clock in. And now I'm clocked into my timesheet. I can see here the option to take a picture of myself at the job site. I can do so. If not, I can go ahead and hit skip here. And now I'm clocked into my timesheet. So I can see here at the very top to the right-hand side, I can see a trash can icon if for any reason I want to delete this timesheet. But the green banner at the top shows me how long I've been clocked into the timesheet for. So it's going to be an active clock running for as long as you've been clocked into this timesheet. You can see your exact clock in time, the job that you've chosen, and then some other fields here, as we see on the timesheet. Some of these fields, may be different depending on when you clock in, but you can see the whole host of fields here. So some important ones to take note of are going to be photos and notes. So if you have any pictures to attach onto your timesheet when you're at the job site, you can attach them here. Click on photos. You can hit add, and then that's going to either prompt you to take a photo with your device or choose from your photo library. And you can also enter in some notes about the timesheet as well. If you want to, you can attach those, and then whoever approved your timesheet will be able to see those notes. Now, one thing to note at the very bottom here, I'm going to have these two buttons, so switch and clock out. Now, in order for me to, or the difference rather, so if I switch a timesheet, this is going to clock me out of one timesheet and then simultaneously clock me into another one with no lag time in between clocking out of one and clocking into the other one. If I hit clock out, this is what I do at the very end of the day. So my day is over, or there's going to be gap time. So maybe I'm traveling to a job site, and there's just not going to be that reasonable amount of just time when I clock out of one and immediately clock into another. So I'm first going to demonstrate the switch function. So now, again, I'll be prompted to take the clock out photo if necessary. But I have these fields here as well. So I can choose if I've been injured during the shift or not. It's going to be yes or no. So if no, I can just choose no. I have a sign off requirement, so I'll go ahead and click that. Now I can view the disclosure that I'm going to be signing off to. If I click that, I can see the message. And then once I've read it and agreed to it, I can go ahead and sign with my signature. I'll just use my finger to sign. And then if I click into this other custom fields here that I have, so if there is a per diem that applies to this timesheet, I can choose yes. If no, I can just type in no. So now once this is done, I can hit submit timesheet. And now this begins me into a brand new timesheet. So I can see here at the top, my time is running again. It's a brand new timesheet. I can go ahead and now choose a different job. Maybe if the job sites are very close to each other and I just want to choose a different job, I can do so. And now I can see my new job has been chosen for this timesheet. And so this timesheet will run as normal. Another thing to note in Miter is that one timesheet is going to be one entry of time on one job. So if you're on a project and maybe you're working on multiple projects in a given day, you will have multiple timesheets for that day. So now let's say you're at the end of the day and you're ready to clock out of the timesheet. I can go ahead and hit clock out. I can go ahead and skip there, and then I can also see same fields that I chose before. So if I've been injured during the shift, I can choose yes or no. I'll sign off with my signature here. And then I can choose my per diem if yes or no. Now, once this all is done, I can hit submit timesheet. And now my timesheets have been submitted. So what you'll see here is going to be a summary of all the timesheets that you have for this given pay period. So I can also see for each day the total timesheets that I have, which is going to be the total time, and then also the specifications about that timesheet. So I can see how long it's for. I can see the job that's been chosen, the clock in and clock out times. So just, yeah, very relevant information if I want to access that at all. You can also see the breakdown of your time between regular time, overtime, and double time if it applies. Now, I do want to go over on the very top to the Approvals tab, because if you're approving timesheets, you can also do so from the mobile app. Now, when I'm over here in Approvals and I have timesheets to approve, I can click on Approve Timesheets. This will put me into approval mode, and then I can select multiple timesheets all at once and then approve them all at once as well. So that will make it very easy for you to just go through, select a whole bunch of timesheets that you have in your queue, and approve them all at once to get paid up on the upcoming payroll. All right. So now I'll shift focus away from timesheets and I'll go over to the three dots on the bottom right that say more. And now there are a few other screens here that we have available. So the first one is going to be My Profile. This is going to be where you can access your personal dashboard. I'll be providing some documentation on navigating the personal dashboard as well with these videos. So this is where you can access your W-4, tax documents, your personal information, so your personal address, if that needs to change at all, you can update that, your bank account information, pay stubs, anything that's personal to you as an employee can be accessed via the My Profile tab. Now, here in the mobile apps, though, we do have a few other fields that we can take action on. So we have the reimbursements area. So if there's any item that you're submitting a reimbursement for, so you're going to be paid on an upcoming payroll for an out-of-pocket purchase, you can request that via reimbursements. In order to do so, I'll click New Reimbursement on the very bottom. And now I can go ahead and choose my fields. So my date of the reimbursement, I can enter in the merchant as well, the amount of the reimbursement. Some of these fields here, again, we may see these differently when we begin to start using the mobile app. So GL account, you may not be seeing that. But you can also upload receipts as well within this reimbursement request. You can attach those, take pictures of them in the mobile app, and then upload them directly to this reimbursement request. Once you enter in all your applicable fields, you'll hit create, and that'll submit your reimbursement and send that off to your approver for final approval and payment on the upcoming payroll. Now, if you are approving reimbursements, you can also do so from the mobile app. Next to Needs Attention, there's going to be an Approvals tab, similar to how we saw with timesheets. You would click on that, and then also similar to timesheets, there's going to be an Approve Reimbursements button on the very bottom. Click on that, and then select multiple reimbursements all at once to approve them all at once in the mobile app. And now if I go to card transactions, so when we begin to use card transactions in the mobile app, this is going to be when you swipe a purchase on your card, and your card purchase will appear here in the mobile app for you to tag a receipt to tag a job to, and to send it off to your approver for final approval. So once you make purchases on your company card, they're also going to appear here as well. You would simply just click on the purchase that you have and then add in your reimbursement or tag your job to it if necessary. Now for time off requests. So I would go ahead and click on time off in order to create time off requests. I would hit request off or request time off here. And now I can go ahead and then enter in these necessary fields. So first one is going to be the team member. I'll just go ahead and choose myself. The policy, so that's going to be dependent on which policy you want to select time off from. So for me, I'm a test employee, so I don't have policies in here, but you may likely have a sick policy or just a regular vacation policy. Whichever one that you're choosing time off from, you would just choose that policy here. And then once you enter in that field, you're going to go ahead and choose your start date and your end date. So for however long your time off request goes from, so let's just say it's going to be from tomorrow until the end of the week. So now all my time off is entered in. I can also enter in a note, which is just going to be a reason why I'm taking my time off. I can also change the hours for any day of my time off request. So maybe if the first day is going to be a half day, I can go ahead and click into this field here, delete the 8, type in a 4, and save it. And then I can see at the very bottom, my custom hours breakdown is going to be partial instead of full. And then I can also choose to include weekends if that applies to me. At that point, I can hit create, and this time off request will then go to its approver for final approval. Now, once your time off request has been created, you can monitor it here under requests. You can see your requests here, if they've been approved or not approved. If you're approving them, you can also go to approvals. You'll have the button at the very bottom, similar to timesheets and reimbursements. Click on approve time off requests, select multiple, and then approve them all at once. And then you'll also have access to the calendar. So for any day in the month, you can see who has time off on that day. And you can also see your time off requests that will appear here on the calendar too. All right. We do have this weekly timesheets report. So if you click on this, you can run this for a date range, and you can also run it for a specific job as well. So if I want to see for just this week, so Monday to Sunday, I can run this report and see all the timesheets that I have for that time period. So I can see those timesheets that I created just a little bit ago appearing here. If I want to select just by job name, I can go ahead and type in my job. And I can see this matching result showing up here. Now, last relevant item is going to be, or I guess 2 more relevant items. If you go to the Action Center, this is going to show you if you have any items that are needing your attention or approval. So maybe if there's a card transaction that needs a receipt or reimbursement that needs a receipt, or if you need to approve either one of those items if you're an approver, you'd be able to see them here with either a yellow or a red mark, depending on if it needs your attention or is awaiting your approval. If you click on this, you can also see which one needs attention. Clicking on this when it does need attention will take you directly to that item. So this is going to be an easy way for you to make sure that everything is showing green, maybe at the end of the day or at the end of the week, to ensure that nothing is being missed for the upcoming payroll. And now last item I'm going to go over here is going to be under settings. So for any Spanish speakers, you can go ahead and change your language from English to Spanish. If you go ahead and select on this dial here, this will change your language to Spanish, which will also change it on your personal dashboard as well. So your mobile app will be changed first, but your personal dashboard will also receive the change too. All right, and that should about cover everything for all the functions in the MITRE mobile app. If there are any questions on this information, please let us know. Thank you.